Hold on, Felina. So are you saying that we only need to track 6 numbers instead of 47 we're trying to track now?
Yes, Doug. That is exactly what I'm saying. This framework is called the Survival 6, which means that every business is exactly 6 numbers away from financial clarity. We'll talk about those numbers in detail next.
You read some article about 47 must-track metrics. You try to track every single one, and of course, 2 weeks later, you've completely given up. The truth is, your brain can only really focus on a handful of numbers at a time. So today, we're going to fix that. We're going to focus on the 6 that truly, truly matter.
Now, this feeling of drowning in data, it's not a personal failing, okay? It's a system failure. But the great news is, it's completely solvable. You don't need some fancy MBA. You just need to focus on the right system. See, these 6 numbers aren't just random. They're a strategic system. They're designed to give you a complete, high-level picture of your business's health. You get cash visibility, so you don't accidentally run out of money. You get profit protection, so your growth doesn't actually kill you. And you get risk awareness, so surprises don't turn into full-blown disasters. I'm telling you, master these, and you'll have more clarity than 90% of other businesses out there. All right, so before we break down each of the numbers, let's make this a little more personal. We're gonna do a quick self-assessment, a gut check, to see exactly where your business stands right this second. Okay, take a second and go through this list, and be honest with yourself. Give yourself 1 point for every statement you can truly say yes to. Like, do you really know your cash runway right now? Can you actually explain why your margins went up or down last month? Go ahead, add up your score. We'll see what it means on the next slide. So how'd you do? If you scored a 0 to 2, that is totally okay. It just means that right now is the time to make financial clarity a top priority. A 3 or 4 is a really good start, but you've got some gaps. And if you got a 5 or 6, you've got a seriously strong foundation. But remember, a low score isn't a judgment. It's just reality. And the good thing about reality is that it's fixable. Okay, now for the solution. Let's break down each of these 6 key numbers one by one, starting with the most critical one of all. This is your financial foundation. First up, and without a doubt the most important, is your cash runway. Put simply, this is how many months your business could survive if your revenue suddenly dropped to 0 tomorrow. And here's the key. Profit is not the same as cash. You can have a profitable P&L statement and still have a totally empty bank account because all that profit is just sitting in unpaid invoices or unsold inventory. Cash is what pays the bills. A healthy runway is 3 to 6 months or even more. If you're in that 1 to 3 month range, you're officially in the danger zone. I once worked with a consultant whose revenue was growing like crazy, but her runway had secretly dropped from 6 months down to 6 weeks. She'd expanded too fast, new office, new hires, and she felt successful while she was quietly going broke. Knowing this number prevents exactly that. Number 2 is your gross margin. This is your revenue minus the true direct costs of whatever you sell. Think materials, direct labor, shipping, even payment processing fees. It tells you how profitable each individual sale actually is. A lot of businesses get this wrong because they're using old cost numbers or they confuse markup with margin. Now, what's considered healthy varies a ton by industry, as you can see here. But the real danger isn't the number itself, it's ignoring the trend. I knew an Etsy shop owner whose sales jumped 40%, but her gross margin had secretly plummeted from 65% to 38% because her material costs had crept up. She was working twice as hard for less actual profit. Tracking your margin trend stops this from happening to you. Number 3, revenue growth. It sounds simple, but you have to track it in 2 different ways. Year over year shows you the big picture and smooths out any seasonality. But month over month helps you spot problems early and change course fast. You absolutely, positively need both. And this brings up a really critical point. Not all growth is good growth. Growing at 50% a month might sound incredible, but if it's not sustainable, or worse, if your margins are collapsing at the same time, you're just growing yourself straight into a crisis. Healthy growth is steady, and most importantly, it's profitable. Okay, number 4 is a hidden killer, customer concentration risk. You know that one giant client that makes up, say, 40% of your revenue? That's not a success story. That's a single point of failure. Your goal should be to have no single customer making up more than 20% of your total revenue. I mean, just imagine the scenario for a second. If this business loses its largest client, it loses 40% of its revenue overnight.
I saw this happen to a consulting firm. They had 65% of their revenue tied to one client. When that contract wasn't renewed, they had to lay off half their staff within a month. It was a completely preventable disaster. Our fifth number is your proactive secret weapon, the weekly cash flow forecast. The best way to think about this is as your financial GPS. It's a 13-week rolling projection of every single dollar coming in and every single dollar going out. And it shows you exactly what the road ahead looks like. And here's why it's so powerful. It lets you see a potential cash crunch 8 weeks from now, not 8 hours from now. I know a seasonal landscaping business that used to panic every single winter. Now they use their forecast to see that dip coming, so they save extra cash in the summer and arrange a line of credit way in advance. It literally turns panic into planning. And that brings us to our final number, forecast versus actual. This is simply where you compare what you thought would happen with what actually happened. It's not about being perfect. It's about building your business prediction muscle. This one habit is what separates the pros from the amateurs. It turns reactive guessing into proactive strategy.
Your goal is to eventually get to about 85 to 95% accuracy over time. I know an e-commerce owner who predicted huge sales in January because she'd had a great December. She was off by 40%, but by tracking it, she learned about the post-holiday slump. The very next year, her forecast was within 5% of reality. That's the muscle getting stronger.
So those are the 6 numbers. But how do you actually put this into practice without falling right back into that overwhelm trap? Well, here is your simple 90-day action plan. Please do not try to do all of this at once. In month 1, just focus on the foundation. Calculate your cash runway and your gross margin. That's it. In month 2, assess your risk, check your customer concentration, and start building your very first cash forecast. Then, by month 3, you're just refining that forecast and starting to track your accuracy. It's a manageable, step-by-step process. And this right here is maybe the most important takeaway of all. Consistency beats perfection every single time. A simple spreadsheet that you actually check every month is 1,000 times better than some fancy software you never open. So here's your single most important action item. Go to your calendar right now and set a recurring event. First Monday of the month, 9 a.m. And you treat it like a meeting with your most important client, which is your business. So I'll just leave you with this one question. Your homework, your action item, is to calculate these 6 numbers this week. Write them down and then ask yourself honestly, is your business actually healthy or have you just been kidding yourself? The answer might be a little scary, but knowing the truth is always, always the first step to building a stronger, more resilient business.
Thank you for watching this video, guys. Comment Survival 6 if you'd like an access to the full chapter about this framework. I will see you all in the next video.